Realmente a ustedes no les importa, no tienen ningún interés realmente en resolver los problemas de los niños. Tengo 3 niños en el distrito, 4 niños en este distrito, 1 con educación especial, 4 años para que recibiera ayuda y por lo que veo no va a volver a recibir ayuda, porque realmente aquí se llevan más de 3 horas y están más preocupados en quedarse dormidos que en estar escuchando los problemas de nosotros los padres. Lo que yo vengo a pedir es más apoyo a nosotros los padres, a los que no hablamos inglés, porque por lo que veo, el simple hecho de escucharnos a nosotros hablar el español es voltearse y no escucharnos. Yo espero que esto no llegue a lo que está pasando con el distrito de Los Ángeles, el condado de Los Ángeles, que estos distritos no lleguen a esos problemas por no escuchar a nosotros los hispanos, a los latinos. Lo que yo pido es más apoyo, más clases, más educación para los programas, para los padres, cómo recibir la ayuda. Más de 4 años y ni siquiera sabía que esto existía. Llegan papeles de que hay una junta de WESELPA, nadie sabe qué es WESELPA, nadie sabe qué es esto. Yo no sabía qué era esto, yo no sabía ni qué era la junta del distrito. Entonces, quisiera que nos dijeran nosotros los padres realmente qué es esto, qué es lo que hacen aquí. Porque si realmente yo hace años supiera realmente lo que hacen aquí, desde el principio yo hubiera estado aquí, peleando los derechos de mis hijos. Quisiera que nos educaran más a los padres. Y qué lástima que aquí sea puro dinero, porque ni siquiera son capaces de pagar un traductor para podernos escuchar realmente a nosotros. Espero que la próxima junta tuvieran un traductor, porque espero que vengan más padres. Que no sea nada más, no nos cohibamos por el no poder hablar el idioma. Porque yo creo que por nuestros hijos, ustedes también tienen estos puestos. Muchas gracias. ¿Quién no más ganado?
We move on to business consent agenda. I have a motion to approve the consent agenda. We have 1.
I don't need to address that anymore. Not D1.
D2 through 8.
Yes. The first thing that I'd like to say, and it's kind of off this, is that doesn't the WESELPA have a translator that we could have gone upstairs and gotten? It would have been nice. I would assume the WESELPA has a translator. Whoa. But I thought we wanted to bring in a WESELPA director that understood our democratic culture. So as you can see, that's kind of why I want a search firm. I do have an issue with the consent agenda items again regarding that the attorney fees. Remember, the attorney fees come out of the X-Pot where we all pay. And once again, you know, Chino is killing us. Okay, financially, they are killing us. And I have asked repeatedly, what is the WESELPA doing to help the Chino School District? Okay, I'm asking once again, okay? And then El Toloma seems to be getting up there. And of course, that could be because, you know, of who the WESELPA, not the WESELPA, but the special ed director is now there, you know. So I'd like to make sure that you guys also look at that, because the amount of money that's being paid out of these, from my understanding, would have been stopped sooner, and it would have been less money towards the X-Pot. So you guys really need to take this into consideration. And once again, you only see the attorney fees for the parents. You don't see the attorney fees that the WESELPA is paying for their attorney, or the school district is paying that will get reimbursed by the WESELPA X-Pot. And I've always said, this is not detailed enough. And I have always said, remember, I'm a board of trustee, so I'm asking for this because I want to know how much money we are paying out of all of these out of the X-Pot. How much true money, because this isn't it. 80 hours of tutoring, it all depends what tutoring place they go to. It could be $50 an hour. It could be $100 an hour. Speech therapy can range from $100 to $200. All depends where they go. We are not getting the true amount, and I have always asked you guys, as superintendents, ask how much really is being paid out, especially when it comes to Chino, okay? We are paying way too much for Chino. Chino is almost equal to Chafee, because like I said, I went on DataQuest to look at the amount of people for special ed. You don't see the enormous amount of any kind of money being paid out of the XPOP with Chafee. So what is Chafee doing right that Chino is not? Chino has high school, Chafee has high school. Why can't they get their act together? And personally, as a taxpayer, I'm really tired of bailing out the Chino district. Thank you.
So do we have a motion to approve the consent? So moved. Motion second, further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Business action items, B1, the education of mental health funding allocation. We have Mrs. Ortega.
Okay, if you turn the page after, draft A, B, C, D. After C, after D, there's one marked E, draft E.
E1?
Yeah. And it says WSMH. As the chairperson of CEC, I did ask the question, what does that mean? Ms. Joan Riley didn't know what that meant, the .25, the .50, and so forth. But since we have Catalina here, she might be able to let us know what that is. Ms. Joan Riley also said that that is not, that mental health funding, you cannot get pay increase or salary increase. And mind you, we have full public records. We do know what she earns right now. So in the future, if she gets a raise, we know where that came from. And I just wanted clarification on what WSMH means.
It's on multiple pages.
Draft E.
Draft E. Can we get that clarified?
Sure. What the WSMH is, that stands for West and SELPA, mental health. And what that, the percentages that are there, where it says .25, that means 25% of that particular position's funding will come from the West and SELPA mental health budget. So the WSMH is the budget for mental health.
So that's not an increase of salary.
That's correct, it is.
So if I have a document that says she earns this much today, and tomorrow she's not gonna earn 25% more.
That is correct, there is no increase.
Okay. Did you question answer, Mrs. Ortega?
Yes, thank you.
E1, a motion to approve educationally related mental health services fund allocation. Moved. Second. Any discussion?
Just a point of clarification, so the spending plan articulated here reflects nothing in regards to salary or compensation, it's just the allocation model for districts. In regards to what the mental health.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I want to make sure.
This has no, just to make a point of clarification, there is, in this spending plan, there is nothing articulated in regards to compensation increases for roles.
There is only one addressed, and I believe that's addressed in the document in the front, and that's for an office specialist to hiring a new office specialist to support those, the counselors. And there's another increase from a office specialist two that goes from 197 days to full-time. And those are the only changes, no increases in salary other than days and that one position.
One new position, one position increasing daily at the same rate of pay.
Correct.
Any positions being collapsed?
No,
So it's an add-on.
correct.
Any other questions? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No. Allocation formula. Comments.
Which one is that?
E2, the independent attorney contract investigation.
Okay, as a taxpayer, we all know that she's just gonna get a slap in the hand. So why are we gonna bother with spending more money on something that we all know is happening day in, day out for years already? As a taxpayer, you know, you understand what Joan Riley does and what Karen's doing. So I don't get it. Why are we gonna spend all this money on an investigation that's gonna produce this mediocre report? And you know, as a taxpayer, you know, let's give it to direct services for kids, not for this slap in the hand, don't do that again. It's just, I don't know, just a waste of my taxpayers' money.
Well, the reason why I want to speak on this is before you guys have done 2 investigations and hired law firms. There was no findings, there was no action taken, nothing. Thousands and thousands of dollars were spent. One of them, if I remember correctly, lasted for about a year, okay? And you guys utilized Machino was the lawyer, I cannot pronounce his name, sorry, he'll probably kill me for that. And he was from WSS Law, okay? I brought part of my binder with all my correspondence, because remember you guys, I saved everything. I got all my emails from him and everything. I have never worked with a lawyer that was so bad in understanding special education issues, how a CELPA runs and a school district runs. So I decided to look up the law firm that was suggested. Well, mind you, if you look at their background, none of them really get involved in this kind of aspect. So once again, you will be spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to get a report that probably won't make sense to you guys because you guys don't, I mean, you guys understand somewhat of how the CELPA runs and the funding and all that, and the issues and the complaints, but you need somebody that really understands, okay, that really can do an investigation and that can be unbiased. So I'm suggesting that you guys create a committee utilizing employees from your own school district. I know 2 employees that are within my school district that I would suggest they could be unbiased, would know more than this law firm would ever even know. So I think you guys should really consider that. It'd be much cheaper and you might get a better finding and investigation done to where there's some transparency, there's changes, because they'll understand what's going on. Because sometimes miscommunications happen, and all that needs to be done is changes in policies or procedures. Okay? And that's the outcome instead of a disciplinary action. Sometimes it has to be a disciplinary action, but not always. Sometimes it's just policies and procedure changes. So you guys really need to look at this. I'm telling you, if you guys approve this agenda item as it's written now, you guys will be wasting money that we can't afford to waste. Okay? I have dealt with this firsthand. I have firsthand knowledge of it. Okay? I'm telling you, you will be wasting your money. You really need to go and create a committee or look at another alternative besides this one. Because this isn't going to work and it's going to cost you money that you really don't want to spend on something that you're not going to get a good outcome. So consider that before you vote on it. Thank you.